gear, man. With 99 ain't good enough, we keep it 100.
100. We got we have an esteemed guest joining us today. One of the best to ever do it out of Hillsborough County. Rarely gets mentioned.
Repeat that.
One of the best to ever do it. 2,400 points against very stiff competition. They played a semi-national schedule.
Traveling the country.
Mr. Basketball, one of only 3 people from Hillsborough County to ever win it. McDonald's All-American. Duke University national champion.
Yes, sir.
We call him Big Sexy, a.k.a. the big fella, b.k.a. Casey Sanders.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to the show.
You going on, bro? Good to see you, baby. Good to see you.
Did I miss anything?
No, you ain't. Well, Parade All-American.
Oh, my bad. Parade All-American.
Chevrolet Player of the Year.
Chevrolet Player of the Year.
Okay, Chevrolet Player of the Year.
There you go. Hey,
Duke Defensive Player of the Year my senior year.
My bad.
That's it. There you got it all.
Definitely was swiping everything. Boy, I was going great. Swipe them.
Hey, you talking about a rim runner.
Yo, what?
Just running that rim case as fast as you can. Oh,
Bruh.
I got you. That's nothing.
Bro, from back, that was definition of a rim runner.
Rim runner.
And that didn't even exist then.
Did it better than anybody I seen do it coming out of high school. I'm talking about running straight to the rim. All you had to do was throw it up there.
Sitting in that thing, boy.
Hey man, not often, man. We can get somebody on just this close to us, and people can really see and acknowledge, man. But I think, in my opinion, Coach K is one of the greatest coaches of our generation. Playing for a guy like that.
Yes, sir.
Expound on your experience with playing for a guy like that.
Oh, well, I can definitely expound on that, man. I'll tell you a story that I like to tell a lot of people when they ask me about Coach. So, what is it like to play for Coach K? And to be honest, I mean, it's tough. He expects a lot. At Duke, we're offered a lot. Everybody see all the spoils. Nobody see all the work behind that.
Yes, sir.
So, I can tell you the first story and my first experience with Coach. I was a freshman, and it was our third practice. And we was throwing baseball passes, warming up. Mike Dunleavy came down, took it out of the rim. I took off down the court. And just like y'all said, I'm one of the best runners at my height.
Yeah.
I sprinted down the court. I outran Dunleavy's estimate. And he kicked that ball out, and it bounced. And I waited on the bounce because, I'm a freshman. I don't know no better. The ball bounced. I wait for it. I catch it. I hear a whistle. And then Coach looks at me, and he walks over to me. He's like, son, over here, we go to the ball. If you're going to play basketball like that, you might as well go home and sweep some floors and be a janitor. And I took that.
Keeping it real.
Exactly. And and look, instead of me hearing janitor and all that, all I heard was go to the ball.
There you go.
And after that, I ain't say nothing else to the man. I did everything I was told to do.
There you go.
And, it worked out in my benefit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, that's definitely a beautiful thing to be able to hear it playing for, such a historic, coach and playing on that platform and at that level, and then winning the most prestigious award at the collegiate level, winning a national championship. How was that experience for? And being a major contributor, you know what I mean? I remember that season, like pretty vividly. I was watching you pretty handsomely, and because I'm always rooting for the 813, and then being there and seeing that run. But early on throughout the season, you wasn't, somebody that they really hung their hat on, but you came into your own later on in the season.
Man, that's probably one of the best stories that I can think of throughout my career, man. Like, a lot of people think that it started when Carlos got hurt versus North Carolina. Versus Maryland.
Am I making this up? Did you have a big game against Georgia Tech?
Boom.
I remember that.
It was very close. It wasn't Georgia Tech. It was Wake Forest.
The same color.
Let me just tell you what kind of
Wake
coach.
Forest.
Let me just tell you what kind of coach is. Now, this is the best tournament coach I've ever played for, bar nobody. You gonna know your defensive assignments. Offense, we run a motion offense.
Hold on. So you mean it's more than about just scoring points?
Oh, absolutely. We don't even talk about scoring. We know we're gonna score. We don't talk about scoring ever. Coach always talk about defense and working hard. That's it. If you do those two things, you can make mistakes on offense because he expects mistakes on offense. On defense, that he don't expect mistakes. So, mistakes gonna happen because the game of basketball is a game of mistakes. But like I was saying, people don't realize it's really not the moment that you're in. it's being prepared for the moment when it comes.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Everybody's saying, be at the right place at the right time, but you got to be the right man at the right place at the right time.
I like that.
That being said, what you was talking about, during the season that year, I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities, but it just so happened, Coach, and I don't know why he always thinking ahead. And we was playing Wake Forest at home, and after practice, everybody went back to the locker room. He called me aside and said, "Hey, Case, let me talk to you." So he brought me over. We started talking. He said, "We're going to need you at some point. I don't know when, but I need you to be ready. So I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's going to happen, and I want you to be ready for it." He said, every time Jack come across the top, because Jack was that murderer at Georgia Tech.
Yes, sir.
You're right, it was Georgia Tech.
I'm telling you, it was
right.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
I remember it was Georgia
It
Tech.
was
Jack
Georgia
was
Tech.
tough, too.
Yeah.
Jack was a murderer back then.
Jack had a nice
Closest thing to Jay Will than anybody else in the country
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, that's
You
real.
know what I mean? So he was coming across the top of those screens. He's like, Casey, when he comes across the top of that screen, I'm telling you right now, take the charge. He comes across that screen with his head down because he's looking to drive to score or pull up to shoot. He's not looking to pass, and he's not driving or come across the screen with his head up. And I listened to what he said, and I listened
Stuff
to what he
give me chills.
said. And then I went home that night, I kind of thought about it. Day of the game, I said, okay, if he put me in, I don't care what I do. If I don't do nothing else,
I'm
if
taking
Jack
the
comes
charge.
across that screen, I'm going to try to take the charge. Dude, I can't believe it. Jack came off that screen, he put me in, I took that charge. He ran me dead over. I lay down on the court like I got murdered. I pulled a Shane Battier on him. I kind of felt. I might have felt.
Starting to charge number in the country. He had 30 charges this season.
Exactly.
I'm like, what the? Who counts that?
He probably just brushed against my jersey. I fell out like he punched me in the face. or
Right.
something. So I laid down, man, and I got the charge call. I looked over at Coach, man, and a lot of times when we're watching the games, you'll see the players and Coach reacting to each other. But it's moments like that, where we fist pump and we recognize Coach for that kind of thing. And not only did it happen one time, he did it again. So I took 2 charges on the same spot that he told me I was going to take the
So
charge.
you telling me it's something to the film, to the game plan, to the listening to the coach. It's more to it than what people think it is.
Oh, man. Dude, it's all in it. Like, I'd say basketball is the closest thing I can compare it to is jazz, man. Like, everybody got to notice the right notes to hit.
like
But
that.
everybody
I
can
like
dance
that.
a little bit different, but you got to be on time with each other.
I like that.
And, the way
I just
Coach
hope the
like
young
that-
ones are listening to that, man, because when you use that point of reference, man, that it definitely needed to be heard because you got to do it together.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the young kids like to listen to hip hop stuff and then remix. I guess that's the modern term for it. It's a remix.
Yeah.
But if you throw the wrong beat in at the wrong time, it's gonna mess everything up and kill the vibe.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing I think, Coach, and all coaches, any coach. Coach Jones even taught me that. How to listen. And take what I'm telling you and try to manifest it on the court.
It's a skill, bro. It's a skill.
Yeah, man. When I started off as a freshman, when Mr. Jones met me, Coach Jones, I still call him Coach Jones. I never call him by his first name, Tommy. Who is that? I heard Tommy the other day. I was like, who is Tommy? I said, Tommy Jones. Oh, okay. You Coach Jones? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I don't call them guys
Hold
by
on,
that.
let's go back a little bit before you met Coach Jones.
Okay, let's hit.
Me and Andrew were at Tampa Prep one day. I don't know what we were doing. Coach Phillip was like, hey, this is a kid. He's like 7 feet tall. He's walking around here somewhere. I think somebody saw him at the pool the other day. They hunt him like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My little brother one day, he was like, man, we was at the pool. At Riverfront Pool.
Yeah.
Was it Riverfront? Yeah. Or was
Yeah.
it Memorial? It was a pool.
Riverfront Park Pool.
My brother was like, man, it was a dude up there, dog. He had to be like 7 feet tall. I'm not even thinking about this is the same 7 foot person
Right.
that Drake is like searching for.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was, maybe in Oakhurst or something. I saw Casey. I called Drake. I was like, Drake, I just saw him. I think he went in these apartments.
Like a Loch Ness monster.
Dude, everybody treat me like Lurch or something. I just creep around. How I'm sneaking around? I'm 6'11".
Like, for real.
Yeah.
You started playing basketball, 8th grade?
Man, that's when I started organized ball, man. I took over the neighborhood in 6th grade. And
Okay.
I told Coach Jones, now, I mean, you don't even know if you remember this, but I told him I was the 3-point champion of my neighborhood. And he bought
You must have
neighborhood.
lived in a small
Yeah,
block
yeah,
radius.
yeah,
It
It
must-
must have been like
Your neighborhood must have been like this, like a block.
See,
like
exactly.
as far as this room goes.
The only kid on the block.
I was the only one shooting threes.
Right. He was
My bad. Go back to you when you met Tommy over at Tampa
exactly.
Pro.
Coach Jones. So, I came into the gym, man. I can remember like it was yesterday. I came in, and, we had the one side, and it was all the way back. I saw Coach Jones. He was standing right outside the weight room. And he came over, and I went over to him, and he shook my hand and said, hey, I heard you're the new freshman here. He's like, what's your name? I told him my name, and he's like, okay, well, I'm Coach Jones, and I'm going to try to get you to work out and, help you out physically. And I remember the first drill we did was box jumps. That was the first thing he had me do was box jumps. He didn't throw the weights on me because I
ahead of the game.
Yeah, as slim as I was, baby, them weights was, he might have burnt me out that first day he put me on that iron. So he put me on the boxes, man. I skid up the first part of my shin, and he's like, when you get tired, you got to fight through it and jump higher. And, just the fact that a strange man who never met me before cared that much about me.
Take the time.
Dude, I was always coming to the gym to work out, to shoot, to basically hang out with Coach Jones. If I wasn't hanging out with Coach Jones in the gym, I was probably in Coach Finland's office kicking it with him.
Well, it go a little further because I used to pick him up on the way in.
Yeah,
I used to stop. Remember that? I used to
forgot
stop by
about
and pick him
that.
up. Yeah, I used to pick him up on the way in.
So the background of that was, as a freshman, man, in order to get to downtown Tampa, they didn't have like a bus system. Well, they did. It was the public bus system. So I used to catch from Lake and 15th all the way to the middle of downtown, walk from the middle of downtown at like 6:45 in the morning to get to school by 7:15. And, dude, I did that for a whole 2 months, and then Coach Finland found out, and he said, hey, Coach Jones, can you get him? So
We can't have the money walking.
Yeah, the franchise walk.
Oh, the franchise gonna walk now.
No, I used to
Can't
do
have it
that.
walking.
Like, I used to do that, and then we would do like, what is that? Preseason stuff. So I mean, I was a werewolf back then. I don't know. At 19, man, I didn't stretch nothing. I just go out there and get the.
Well, I mean,
running and jump.
the quote, the Hall of Famer Dion. You ever seen the cheetah stretch?
Yeah.
Boy, go get his spray.
Go get a spray. You ever seen him stretch? No.
Get him. That's what prime time say.
Nah,
You ain't have to.
I love that. I love that.
That's what prime say.
You don't have to.
That's the best stand. That's the best way I can put it to you, baby.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
right now.
I used to pull in, man. This dude, I'm looking, clock ticking. Bum, man, come on out. He come out, clothes, jacket, bag, got a sandwich or something. I said, man, get your ass in the car, man.
Man, we used to have life talks on the way in.
All the
baby.
time.
And,
All the time.
And when it was cold, he used to drive the Jeep, man. I'd be freezing. That's why I had a coat with me when I walked out.
I forgot about
He
the
picked me up in the
the
Jeep.
Jeep. I
Yeah, he
forgot
picked me
about
up in the
the
Jeep.
Jeep with no windows.
with them zipped down.
Yeah.
But boy, he had that heater burning my legs up. So my legs on fire, my arms chilly as I don't know what, baby.
Oh, my God.
But I was getting to school without catching the bus. I was so thankful, man. I had so many people look out for me growing up, man. That's why I try to give back what I can.
How many kids you think would do that now?
Man, very few, unfortunately.
Seeing the landscape of the county you're from, the county you played at, the county you hold records at, and watching the temperature of amateur sports and amateur basketball. Give us your take of what you see from that ideology. Give us take from what you see.
Well, I just think, everybody think that they got to be everything. I became an All-American here, in Tampa, the city, by doing one or two things outstanding. You know what I mean? And then I let it up to my teammates to give me the ball. I always give credit to all my teammates for anything that I got, especially in high school. Because in high school, I came in as a freshman, skinny freshman, and I was scared to death. Like you said, I started in 8th grade with organized basketball.
Right.
I played 6 games. If I got a dunk, I might as well score 50 points.
Right.
Because
Right.
that's all I want to do. Not, make it on the school bus or the bus back home and have them, wow, man, you ain't even dunk. Or then, God forbid, I try to dunk it and I
Oh, Lord.
blow
Boofed it.
Yeah, oh, man, I never hit any of it. So coming in as a freshman and relying on those guys and watching them. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to work out with Sean McClain, who was the starting, starting 4. Yeah, he was the starting 4 when I was a freshman, man. And just to be able to come in and have those guys say, hey, look, man, we just need you to do a couple of things. Protect the rim and run as fast as you can, and we'll get you the ball.
And you did them well.
And that's what I did better than anybody in the country.
So I remember you had 2,400 points. I don't remember a lot of plays specifically being run for you unless there was alley-oops or something. But there wasn't a lot of stuff run for you. But I remember you going and getting a lot of stuff off the boards.
That's right.
I remember you running that floor,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and getting points that way.
When I saw Case take off, I give Coach Bailey a hard time about this. What was the little guard at Tampa Catholic? Anthony Mazzi or something.
Ah, yeah, I remember him.
And we was at a TC game at Prep at the old Shell, not the new Tampa Prep, the
The
Shell,
shell.
which I nicknamed the Shell, by the way. They went on a 33-3 run. They finished it off. Coach Bailey came down and dropped it back to Case. Case took off like probably a step in front of the free throw line off 2.
2, baby. Always off.
I'm talking about threw it in.
Listen.
I'm talking about threw it in.
We used to always play in the Tampa Prep Invitational. You know, and I'm 2 years ahead of Case.
Yeah.
Right.
But I remember seeing him as a freshman, and we were playing, and you had a lot of haters.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
A lot of even my teammates was like, he ain't really that good. I said, let me tell y'all something, man. And I can just vividly remember, right shoulder or left shoulder finish, and he would dunk literally everything.
Everything.
And his level of awareness at a young age to block shots was like, so I'm like, fellas, I'm telling you, he's gonna go high level. Nah, okay. But it was for me just seeing somebody at that age not be concerned with what most of us are concerned with. I'm trying to push pivot, pull up 3, get downhill, try to dunk on something. You know what I mean? He's like, pass me the ball, I'm gonna get on I'm gonna drop step dunk, I'm gonna rim run, I'm gonna block shots. That's not sexy.
No.
That's not something kids
Even
want to do.
though he is known as Big Sexy.
Yeah, big sexy.
That's more
Right.
the clothes are well.
But for him to say that, it's just like in basketball. You just have to do the small things great.
Small things.
So for him just saying, you know what, these couple of things I'm gonna just be very good at.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be concerned with the other stuff. And guess what? He became specialized in it.
Yeah.
And earned it and earned a national championship and all that, and did it at a very high level.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But think about it. Who makes the most money in the NBA? Rebounders and shot blockers.
Right.
That's right.
So I wanna we got Coach Nick sitting in here, and I often talk about y'all AAU team. Did y'all wear the same Tampa Stars shirt, the one that say Tampa on the front?
Yeah.
Team Tampa?
Yeah.
Tampa.
Black and white? Was they black and white?
No, they look like UT.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like
They just
black,
said
red,
Tampa.
and white.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there was a practice jerseys for UT.
Okay,
Something
so
like that. I knew there was a connection now.
let me tell you, Jones, how the landscape has changed. Casey, who was on y'all team? You went to Duke.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the dead, DA.
DA, Desmond Allison,
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Now, where did Desmond go to high school?
Robinson.
That's here in Tampa, right?
That's right.
Where did so you had BB and Altron.
BB and Altron.
So they came over from their respective
I didn't know
hometowns.
Altron was on that team.
Yeah.
Team
I
was
didn't
loaded.
either.
Yeah. He had
So
a
so
couple-
Altron is from Sarasota.
Right.
BB is from Lakeland.
That's
they
correct.
came where to practice and play at, Casey?
They used to come to Tampa, man.
Came to Tampa.
That's right.
To
You
play.
had- you had me, DA, Keith Bailey, AC Childs.
They came to Tampa.
Yeah, they had to come here, baby.
Practice and play.
Yeah.
They didn't travel from Tampa.
Hey, for the record, those that are watching, my great guy to my right, he's a little disappointed in the landscape of the 813 travel circuit.
Okay.
Like guys that leave here, the 813,
to go play
and there's
with all
20
these other
travel
guys.
teams to play on these other teams or these nationally sponsored
definitely
teams or whatever.
changed. It's
There's-
changed.
He feel like, which I agree, there's
Put
enough
Tampa
talent
on your chest.
in Tampa
Yeah.
to make it happen.
That's what they
Go
did.
ahead.
Yeah.
BB and Altron scored 4,000 combined points at USF. They came to Tampa to play with him and to play with DA.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They came to Tampa
Nice lineup there.
to
too,
play
man.
with them.
What?
And I ain't even mention Reno.
USF, Kentucky, Duke, Rollins,
Georgia Tech.
Georgia
we had
Tech.
Big Al. We had
and
Big Al.
and Big Al was on that
Yeah,
team.
Big Al played with us.
Where Big Al from, Casey?
Big Al from Lakeland.
Lakeland.
Where did y'all hold practices at, Casey?
Tampa.
They came from Lakeland to Tampa.
Man.
Well, those days are over, sir.
Yes, sir.
We need to get them back. We need to put Tampa on your chest.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
So y'all asked me, kind of what I thought of the young guys playing sports now and, what the difference is. And I honestly, God, think the difference is, we didn't have everything else that they have as a distraction.
True story.
You know what I mean? We
That's
didn't
true.
have a lot
I
of
give them a
detection.
I give them a pass
he
for
do.
that. They
Yeah,
get
he do.
I give them they got a lot of
Right. And there's
distractions.
something to be said for technology and making things better,
Right.
but there's certain things within the lines in the game of basketball that you can't do unless you do. As a matter of fact, I'm a big proponent of you can't get into basketball shape and not play basketball.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, I can tell you that for fact because I would be at Duke or even in the summers with Coach Jones training in the heat. And, man, every single preseason, it always was tough when we had to go start playing ball because it's a mixture of strength and, like, agility
Endurance,
and
right.
endurance. It's everything.
Yep.
Yeah. And you got to be thinking while you're tired. And that is the difference. I think kids don't understand the reason that you run wind sprints and you lift weights and do all that preparation is so when you get tired, you still have enough energy to think when you're tired. I think that's the main thing that kids are missing these days is, you know, it's easy to lay down on anything in life when you get tired of something, mentally, physically, whatever it may be.
You know what my favorite quote is? Fatigue make cowards of us all.
That's right. As a matter of fact, that's what you used to tell me.
Didn't
You used to tell me that all the
And
time.
that's factual.
And
What?
I'll tell you this much, man. The reason I ran the court like a madman is because I knew the other guy probably wasn't running and training like I was training. And that definitely was true at Duke. If y'all take y'all back to what we was talking about when Carlos went down, and I said, you know, and then I got into that Georgia Tech, that built my little bravado or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when Carlos got hurt and broke his toe, I mean, everybody was down on us. The newspaper, local news too, was like,
you was ready
how's
to-
Duke? Man, they was
Oh,
talking,
they was
dude, they were
up.
talking mad trash, and I'm sitting in my room back at the dorm going, okay, wait a minute now.
Y'all don't go.
I got Jason Williams, an All-American. I got Chris Duhon, he's an All-American. I got Nate James, he's an All-American. I got Shane Battier, he's an All-American. I got Carlos, who gonna come back sooner or later. But guess what? I'm an All-American too,
Right.
and I'm the weakest link, and I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Tampa
said,
shit.
That's that Tampa. That's that Tampa. Yeah. That's
dude,
yeah.
I said, look,
Yeah, I love me.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
something, man, to go back on what you said right there. What you said is really interesting to me, and we had a little session where we talked about before. Today, ain't nobody gonna say I'm the weakest link today.
what?
Nobody won't say that. Them kids won't say that today. But see, you said it, but then you said about to change that and make a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm the weakest link, but I love me.
Yes.
Like these
Now,
guys here,
there you
they don't
go.
show the proof.
There you go.
They don't show like they don't show the proof. Like they all. But hold on, I ain't no slouch now.
Okay.
Right.
I'm here for a reason.
I know I'm the
Yeah.
weakest link, but I'm finna
Yeah,
show
I'm
them
saying why I'm
something.
here.
Thank
I'm saying
you.
why I'm here.
No, so now the where that come from is again with what Coach told me. It's like if you do what I tell you, you're gonna be okay. And I listened to my coach and then I believed in myself. And at the end of the day, I was like, look, if I'm the worst player and I know I'm an All-American, these people is in trouble. And these people was like North Carolina. We was playing North Carolina at North Carolina the next game. We had literally 4 days of preparation. Now, let's go to talking about, you know, work ethic and all that amongst the kids. So after Carlos got hurt, everybody was down, the whole gym. I mean, you could cut the air with disappointment when Carlos got hurt. The next morning, we got to practice at 6:15. I got there at 5. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got there at 5:45 because I had to speak with Coach beforehand. Coach brought me into his office and said, Casey, you know, today after practice, you know, I'm going to have you do some sprints with Wojo. I don't want you to see it as a punishment. I got to prepare you for the challenge ahead when we play North Carolina.
Wow.
So, you know, after practice, I need you to get ready for that. So we went out, we had a practice, and I'm telling you, baby, it wasn't long. It was probably an hour and 15 minutes.
But intense.
But it was a tough
High
hour.
intensity.
Boy, you better have it
It don't
tied
take
up tight.
it don't take all day.
If
Dude,
it's intense, you
that
know.
old man,
take all day.
that old
Don't
man
take all
had
day.
it. He had his thing tucked tight that day, baby, and you better have yours with you. If you didn't, you wasn't gonna be a part of the team.
Hey,
much
get ready
longer.
for North Carolina. Boy, I
Are you
already know.
kidding me? The dudes we love to hate, and they licking their chops. They think they got them a goose coming into
Right.
the thing. Oh man! So we practiced, and then afterwards, he said, "Okay, Casey, Wojo's got you. Go down there and meet Wojo." So Wojo was down on the other end. I walked over to Wojo. He's like, "Are you ready?" He's like, "Case, this is going to be your moment. Let's get prepared." And he had me doing wind sprints, dude. And I wind sprint almost till I puked for about an extra 15, 20 minutes. We
tough.
do Indian run, man. People say what I do these days, call on customers and people yell at me and, oh, is that tough? No, baby. I
No,
know what tough
it's nothing.
is. I've been taken to the brink of
Hold
physical
on.
exhaustion.
So you
before.
ran, so the coach doing extra running, and you ain't take it as punishment and cry and whine?
No.
You ain't shoot him a text later like, Coach, I don't know what that was all about. Me and my mom were talking about it. I'm thinking about transferring.
No.
You ain't do that?
No,
Oh,
man.
okay.
You gotta, because I knew, and he explained it. Now that might have helped the fact that he explained it, but I'm the type of person and type of player that I put my trust in the people that I
The
you know,
coaching
coaches.
staff?
Yeah, I put my
You
trust.
trust
in
the
them.
coaching staff, the people that bought you there to give you a scholarship
Well,
to
yeah,
teach
I
you?
figure they want to win. Is what I figured.
You figure what?
they want to
They
win.
want to win?
So they brought me in for that.
Right. They
Tommy
brought me
Gunn,
in
boy.
to try to win. Man, look here.
They ain't the enemy? They ain't the enemy?
Look, no, baby.
They ain't trying to break you down and take your confidence?
No.
What?
No. They can't.
Imagine that. Jones, imagine that.
What?
So again, once
Wow.
once I got prepared, man, and throughout that little process, man, I'm gonna tell you what the outcome was. And Coach said something to me that sticks to me to this day. Coach said to me, Casey, the amount of extra work you put in to be great, for the benefits that it's gonna give you, almost seem laughable. He said that to me. He's like, Casey, the extra work that you just put in right there, I guarantee you it's going to pay off, and the rewards are far going to exceed your expectations and the effort you put in today.
Nice.
So fast forward 3-4 days, North Carolina at North Carolina. Let me tell you their lineup. They had Joseph Forte, number 1 2 guard in the country, coming out. Sophomore now, killing, averaging about 30-something points.
He was killing. He had
They
a
got-
nice little run.
Oh,
Forte.
my goodness, dude. Brendan Haywood, number one of the top centers in the country. Definitely one of the top
First
centers
round.
in the ACC.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They had Langdon. Y'all remember Big Lang? Big.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Big kid, super strong, looked like an Axaw, looked like Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Him. Then they had Jason Cable, Jeff Cable's
Oh,
brother.
oh yeah.
Yes.
He played
was
the
a
wing
nice-
a little bit.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He was a nice. And then they probably had another dude, I can't think of him. But those are the four that I remember that was the Gunners. And then on us, you had, like I said, me, Jay Will, Chris Duhan, Shane Battier, and who was that?
Nate James.
Nate James, thank you. And dude, we ran them out of the gym. And how did we do it? We were so much faster than they were. Coach figured out, even before I did, even before the rest of us did, that taking Carlos out of the lineup and injecting me into that lineup
Sped
makes
y'all
us
up.
faster.
Yeah.
And this is another thing people don't understand or realize. When I used to run sprints at Duke, if I ran with the bigs, I won every time.
I got to run with the guard.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
would make me, because he saw that it was easy for me. So he said, okay, I got something for you. Every other run, I would have to jump in with the guards.
Again,
Yeah.
you didn't think that was like a punishment. You did.
No, I
You didn't
think-
consider entering the transfer portal. Did you?
No,
That
no.
didn't exist then. But
Oh, okay,
yeah.
but you didn't. You weren't ready to tear your scholarship up, were you?
No.
Okay.
See, this is the way I look at it. I'm not going to let nobody run me off from my decision. I made a decision to go to Duke. My mom and dad thought it was the best school.
Yes, sir.
I conferred a little with Coach Jones and Coach Finland.
Yes, sir.
And everybody put the stamp of approval, and then I got to check mark it off. And I in my head the whole time, I was like, nobody going to run me off from where
No, sir.
my home. You know,
Yeah.
Duke was my home. I deserved to play ball there for sure,
Yes,
but
sir.
being a student coming from Tampa Prep, it was like an extension of my high school.
Right.
And that's how come, honestly, school was kind of the easy part, and ball got to be the hard part.
right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
my readiness for college was here, and my readiness for college basketball was kind of like underneath that.
You know what was interesting, man? I listened to people talking about high school and Ryan here, some of the best players. They never mention you.
Ever.
Really?
Oh, they
Never,
never mention
ever.
you.
Really?
Because, no, they never mentioned. I'm gonna tell you why, and I get
Never.
it. Because you wasn't finna.
It's the Tim Duncan.
You wasn't finna give them 30 and do all this that way.
Oh, okay.
But you would out hustle, out run, out play, out jump, and give them 25.
Wasn't sexy.
with 10
It
blocks.
ain't
Yeah.
sexy.
It wasn't sexy.
It ain't sexy.
But you
He
outplayed
big sexy,
people.
But the
That's
game
right.
was sexy.
I used to always people would ask me how is it. I say he really ain't got an offensive game.
No, they weren't
And
coming
I didn't
down.
mean that as a put down.
They weren't coming down. Oh, we hold on.
And we
Clear
going
this
to
side
him
out
and he
and
just
throw
doing
it in the case. No, they weren't doing
But
that.
you know what? Everything else, he owned that.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
when
ain't
you
never
got
seen
soft
nobody run
hands,
that
you
floor.
6'11", you long, you athletic enough. Coach K appreciated it.
I
Yeah.
promise
Right.
you.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
dude, that's
So
so funny.
going back to them
Go
not
ahead.
ever mentioning Casey, me and my partner was talking one day. He was like, well, who your all-time starting five Hillsborough County? So I have a general rule. I'm like, if you from Tampa and you won
Mr.
Mr.
Basketball,
Basketball,
You got to be in
Top
there.
he was like,
So
I agree
him,
with
Knox,
that.
and,
He was
what's up?
like, I agree with that. I was like, say yeah. So the starting five would be Casey, Tony Mack, Kevin Knox, and add two. He was like, I don't know about Casey. I'm like, bro, we just established if you won Mr. Basketball for the state of Florida, you're
They
in
ain't
there.
giving that away.
I don't think they are because
They
only
don't give that away.
No,
only
sir.
3 people won it.
No, sir.
Now look, I'm gonna show
Damn.
you. I'm gonna show you the arrogance at me at 17, 18 years, 16 years, 17, 18 years of age. I thought I should have got it my junior year and senior year.
Who got
And
it
then-
your junior year, 98?
It was a kid from Miami. I can't think of him. He was a Miami senior kid. Jump out.
98?
The gym. Yeah, I can't think of his name. He got it. He was. I was up for it.
Where did he go
but
to
they
school?
didn't give it to me. He went to Miami Senior down in Miami.
No, but what college?
I think he might have went to Miami, University of Miami.
All of
can't
them was out
remember.
going to Miami then.
Yeah, you know the Duval kids. If you want
Dade,
from Duval
Dade.
or Dade, Dade or Duval, that's usually where Mr. Basketball comes
That
from.
was-
Yeah,
Dade,
it
Used to be
was.
at the North.
Yeah,
Used to be
it
up
was.
north.
That's right.
James Collins, all the
Yeah,
dudes. They used to
yeah.
be from the northeast of
My
Miami.
senior year. He
That's
went to
right.
Miami. Yup. He
That's
went to
right.
my senior year.
I wonder who won it your senior year.
Man, look here. So I'm gonna tell y'all
Your junior year, right?
the absolute fact of the matter is I just wasn't gonna let nobody run me off from where my goals were.
There you go.
And
Nick,
no
can we
matter
get a
what it
fact check? Can we see who won Mr. Basketball in 1998 real quick?
Yes,
On
sir.
your little mobile.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing was, is guys didn't appreciate, like we said, about being sexy. Soft hands, you know what I mean? He had the intangibles, great hand-eye coordination, can run. That's a skill set. That's
That's
a
a
tool.
skill set, bro.
Well, I'll tell you the secret to my success. Coach Jones actually was the first one to kind of point this out to me. And I know it because I remember when he said it to me. He's like, stop focusing all on, offense and trying to score and this and that. Say, run, rebound, and defend. And once he said that to me, I was like, okay, I know I can run.
Right.
I know I can rebound.
Right.
And damn it, I know I can defend.
Right.
Now, all that offensive stuff, I may miss a shot. Sometimes I blow a layup if I don't try to bang on you or something like
Right.
that. But those 3 things, I got them all day in spades. And now
Yeah.
every time, so I would build my game off those 3 principles. I build on those 3, get my confidence up, and then I can werewolf up on the rest of that
There you
stuff.
go. Now,
Yeah,
Coach
then the rest of that
Coach
makes it
Jones
easy.
dropping
I don't-
gems.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I don't remember none of that because it was too long ago. Okay, but I'm still the same way today.
But it's you. You definitely said it because
Oh, yeah, you
say
definitely-
that. You say that now.
I just-
right or wrong or indifferent. You say it now, but again, look how he comprehended and processed it.
Yes,
Yep.
that's what it takes.
Right. That's what other people won't.
They have to believe in what the coach telling them and have to understand the coach is there to help them.
Or at least try what somebody's trying to give you. At least
At least
try.
try.
It.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
That's it.
Yeah. I would say this
98.
much. I would say this much.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
He averaged 41.
Yeah. See, and I
He averaged
and like,
41.
look, now you had a kid. He averaged 41 now, but I still thought I could.
Case,
take
I
it.
love you to death.
I know, but
You
I still
averaging
thought I could. take
41, you got to
it.
get it.
Yeah, I know.
Man gotta step out
Every
for a
night.
second.
I know. He was a murderer. I love
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, Teddy, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll say this much: if it always start off from a base of you have to understand that your coaches care about you,
Right.
and once you get that in your mind, like this man cares about me, then sometimes you can let that language go over the top of your head, meaning the way in which they're saying
Right.
what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying
Not how
and
they
not
saying it.
how they're saying it so
sir.
much. Because sometimes in the heat of a game or the heat of a moment, you'll get a few slurs and a couple of, MFs and, bombs here and there, but get the rebound. That's what I hear.
He didn't mean slurs, y'all. He didn't mean ethnic slurs.
Oh,
he
yeah,
just
no,
meant
no,
curse
no, no, no,
words.
curse words, yeah, curse words, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you'll hear some stuff like that, and then you go, okay, well, what is he really trying to tell me?
Get the
Oh,
rebound.
Get the rebound.
Put a body
So,
on somebody.
Dude, I'm telling you, coach, come to that huddle, baby, and y'all see the Duke guys get in tight. That's when you know somebody getting their tail jumped
Right.
because they missed the defensive assignment, most likely. That's the only thing that'll make coach mad.
Yeah, they don't run a lot of sexy stuff offensively.
No, our
I
offense
tell
ain't
people that
sexy.
all the time.
Dude, Duke is the most natural form of basketball. That's the other thing in high school that I think we need to focus more on teaching these guys just the game of basketball.
How to play.
Yeah, motion offense should be run first in high school. Because if you can run a motion offense and get to the 5 spots on the court and know how to balance that, that's the start of the jazz.
Get
that
to
I
the
was
what?
telling you about.
Get to the what?
Just talking about the spots.
Yep.
I'm looking like a prophet right now.
But again, Casey,
I've been teaching that in the travel program.
but again, Casey, they don't
If you're
play.
standing for 2 seconds, you're standing for too
Too
long.
Yep.
That's real. They got to play. They got to play a lot. They got to play. They just have to play.
Yeah.
And guys ain't playing as much as they used to play.
And it's also
And I don't want to bash the young guys, but they're not playing a lot of basketball.
Well, I think it's a perception thing too, because here's the other thing that Coach K said to me that really changed the way I think of myself, and just like y'all all, and we all going to admit this, and I'll admit it first. Offensively, I wasn't the most polished offensively, but I was known to block shots and play defense. It was not until my sophomore year, and this was us going into the tournament. He's like, Casey, let me tell you something. You know how Jay Will is the point guard on offense? And I was like, yeah, of course. He's like, you are our point guard on defense. When he said and put that into my brain, not only did my level of responsibility go up, my level of care went
confidence.
up, my level of confidence went up, my level of understanding went up, and then on top of that, I knew that this dude cared about me.
Right.
You know, and then once he convinced me that he cared about me, whether he did or didn't, I was convinced that he did.
And we know he did.
And
We
of
know
course,
Coach K cares about all this.
Yeah,
We definitely.
absolutely. You know, at all times, I think the message should be, if you know that the person that's telling you something and it's for your good, do what's right and do it to the best of your ability. I mean, I feel like them bringing me up to North Carolina, paying for my school, paying for my food, books, and board, that deserved my best effort when it was time for me
What?
to give effort for it. It just absolutely deserved my best effort. And, you know, I try to bring it every day. And it wasn't easy, because if it was easy, they probably would have brought me up there to do it.
Right.
You know, I'm going to be real. If it was
You
easy.
dropping some gems, man.
Yeah.
You're dropping some gems on everybody that's listening, man. And to sit here and hear somebody that played at that level, man, a lot more, kids need to hear that and know that and apply that.
Yeah.
You know, you now, I see you at some games, you're watching, kind of the landscape of basketball around here, and you in some of these young guys' ear, and sometimes they receptive to it, or sometimes. For us, we can't give up on those that are not receptive to it. We just got to give it to them.
Yeah.
We drop a gem and they take it. They don't. But we just got to continue to be able to keep pushing that, man. So to hear you, say what you're saying, and I personally love to hear that, man. You know, because you don't hear a lot of it.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Well, the thing about it is, it's not like I used that stuff back then and now I don't use it today. I still use it every day. For what I do for a living, man, I get told no a lot.
Yeah.
And it don't bother me none. I kind of laugh about it, because
Right.
if they understood the reason why I was calling, it's out of kind of a love for other people and making sure that they can protect themselves and their families is the reason I make the phone calls. Yes, I do it to provide for my child and my family, but the main reason that I love doing what I do is to help others see what I see.
Right.
And once they see what I see, I don't have to sell it to them. They're going to naturally want it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So, Case, I want to hit on your high school career.
Ooh.
I was at 2 of the 3 state championship losses.
Nah, I met with Mr. Shepley today. Excuse me. I met with Peter Shepley. He's our headmaster. But go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
So,
We were talking about it.
Case and played Port St.
Joe?
Joe. That's my
They were
man.
tough in the 90s.
What?
So I remember, after the first 2 losses, I was like, they're not gonna lose 3 times in a row
Exactly.
to the team with the funny socks, who are running their offense to death,
To death.
Yeah.
who are running it. They could run it while they were blindfolded. I was like, they're not gonna lose to them.
Man.
I remember being at the game and having it seep in my head. They probably gonna lose to them again. Cause I remember just being there, and Casey will do something, the crowd going crazy. They'll come down and get a layup.
Exactly.
They'll come down and somebody hit a little 12-foot off glass. Wasn't nobody getting hype. You seen
Yeah.
a lot of this from them to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, he did.
That's all you saw. And I remember thinking to myself, God bless it, I was with my homeboy Troy, Big Troy Danner, played at Hillsborough. I remember thinking, and I said to Troy, they mighty goddamn calm. I'm talking about this is
They was on their zen.
Yeah.
dog. It was just a lot of. I told
Yeah, they will. Just relax. Just,
You know, Casey them kind of, you know, after dunk, the prep side going crazy. Everybody looking up at the clock. I'm looking up at the clock. In the back of my mind, I knew they were going to lose. I didn't know how it was going to happen. And I knew it was going to happen. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, you know, I'm not glad you brought that
Right.
up. But the fact that you brought it up makes me realize a couple things. First thing is, having gone to Duke and won one, I can first off tell you that when you lose, you learn more when you lose.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Because when I won it in a college, the next day I remember going to Dunleavy's apartment, because you know he used to drive me over to practice, and I was like, Dun, don't you feel like we should be doing something? Shouldn't there be something we should be doing? He's like, yeah, I know, right? But when you won it, it's like, what do you want to do?
That's
We
it.
went out, we played wiffle ball with the freshmen, and
That's
just, you know, had a couple beers. But back to the high school experience, when we lost the first time, my hunger stepped up more. But I was just a freshman, so I was like, okay, I got 3 more shots at this.
Yeah.
It's not the way to think about it. Then I got another shot at it, and I was like, okay, there's no way they're going to beat us again. I'm ready this time. They took us out again. In my senior year, y'all, when I said that I drew a line in the sand, I was like, yo, this not going to happen this time. And they beat us again. The amount of disappointment that I had to get over, and I'm going to start crying. I got to stop talking about this stuff. The amount of disappointment that I felt in my heart knowing that I had put everything I could put into it and still it wasn't good enough, it's easy to then sink into yourself and say, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
But I fought that off and said, no, I'm good enough. It just wasn't for me.
There you go.
And I was just talking to Mr. Shepley, who was our headmaster, or our assistant headmaster at the time. And my God, Coach Jones, talking with him this morning, I was fighting back a little bit of tears because I really wanted to give my high school teammates the experience of being the best at something. Because I knew I was the best center in the country. I had all these accolades. I knew everybody knew I was going to go to Duke. Everybody knew all that stuff. I had nothing to prove it to anybody. But I wanted my teammates to get that. I always wanted them to feel what I was feeling because, I mean, it's fun. Don't lie to yourself now. It's fun when you're getting all the accolades and all this and that. But, I mean, just the amount of disappointment. So to pick yourself up from a situation like that and dust yourself off and realize I can continue to get better and grow, I mean, there's no substitute for that. Honestly, y'all, there's no substitute for putting your all into something and it maybe not being good enough at that moment just to realize that, look, it's going to be another day. It's going to be another fight, whatever it may be in life.
Love it. Love it.
The best thing about that is and tell me if I'm wrong, it gives you have to ingratiate the gratitude piece of it because I think with anything, if you do your best at anything as hard as you can and you maximize effort, then once the dust settle, after you overcome the emotional stint of it,
Right.
you'll be okay because look, man, it just wasn't meant. I gave everything I could. There's nothing more I could do. I prepared. I watched film. I ran hills. I did everything I could.
Yeah.
And now it just didn't work out. It was just better in that particular night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that comes with a level of maturity and identifying and understanding certain things, man. But
I felt bad for the young fellas.
I want to just
when they lost.
hearing you, man, and sitting next to you and getting to know you a little bit better over the last 40 minutes, man. It's very, very interesting, man. You're a selfless athlete and you had to be a great teammate. I wish I could have played with you, man. I mean, I did have an opportunity to play with you in pro-am. I don't know if you remember that. We played in pro-am.
That's right.
I threw you a couple lobs. I do remember that playing in pro-am at ACC.
Did you think like I thought that's the biggest damn guard I had ever seen?
I did. I remember watching them play in Lato. So these are my big brothers right here. They don't even know it. I used to look up at these dudes.
Yeah, man.
And man, we used to play pickup ball. I used to be like, can I play?
Yeah.
I think I can play. Y'all never let me play.
We're going to start, I'll never forget, because I got a classic one.
Yes. So we have this segment, Case, on the show, man.
Okay.
It's called I'll Never Forget. It can be sports related. It can be personal. Take your time with it. Give us something in your 41 years on this earth, man, that you'll never forget, that you want to speak to the masses about.
Oh, man. Besides the birth of my kid, things that I'll never
Give us one thing. Give us something. Story or anything.
Okay, I'll tell y'all a story. So when anybody asks me, what my Duke experience was like, everybody see Duke and they see number one, and I'm gonna tell you a funny fact. Your boy can probably check this. I played on a team at Duke as a freshman where we fell out of the top 10 ranking because we lost the first 2 games of our season, of our season.
To who?
We lost to Stanford, and I think we lost to Texas in the Garden in New York in front of national TV from everybody. We went back to Durham. Coach was hot but focused. And I'm going to tell you, the fact of it is, after we fell out of the top 10, I think we dropped to like 15, 16. And when we made it back into the top 10, I never fell out of the top 10 again the rest of my time.
Wow.
That's first. That's just to let you know the level of competition that I had
impressive.
to practice and play against on a daily
Yeah, it
basis.
is.
That's impressive.
I don't think that could be said right now.
That's
Dude,
impressive.
Out of the retired jerseys hanging in the gym at Duke, I played with 4 of them.
Wow.
4 of the 8 hanging in that gym. I played
tough.
with those guys. And 2 of them, or 1 of them was in front of me and 3 of them was behind. Oh, 1 of them was in front of me. 1 of them was with me. That was Jay Will. And 2 of them was behind me. That was J.J. Reddick and Sheldon Williams. And I'm telling you, when I tell you competition was tough, it was tough. You had to bring it every day, no complaining. And my God, sad as this kind of sound, the only opportunity came about with a loss. And we didn't lose too often.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take y'all to my senior year. Now I'm, everything I done listened to everything Coach taught me. And remember that practice I told you about where I waited on the ball?
Right.
Okay, there's another caveat to that practice. That was a tough practice. I tried to go up and dunk once, and it was a clear layup I had, but I wanted to, try to show them what I can do. But I missed it off the back of the rim, and it popped out. And, people don't understand how small Cameron is. This is
Real
small.
small.
It's like the size
I
of
visited.
yeah.
I
It's
seen
like
you up there one time.
Yeah, it's like the size of a big high school gym, right?
Yeah.
Coach? And I'm going to tell you right now.
Especially Northern High School. Gym.
Oh, my God. It's small, y'all. So it bounced off into the stands. Coach comes over to me, and he's like, Casey, it's a layup. Just make the layup. Now, I'm going to start my story about North Carolina. So it's my senior year. We're playing North Carolina at Carolina. And it's about 2.5 minutes to go. We down about 3 or 4 points. Coach calls a timeout with probably 1.5 minutes to go. Now, if you guys don't know this because y'all not in the Duke locker room.
Right.
I'm in the Duke locker room. I know Coach never calls timeout under 2 minutes. He just don't believe in it. Why? That's a timeout and a chance for your enemy to organize. We don't want that. We, at the end of every practice, run a 2-minute drill. We already know what we're going to do at the end of the game if we close and in striking distance. Jay will go into the cup, everybody crash. Without a doubt. We've won many games with that exact principle in our mind.
Wow.
My senior year, there's no Jay Will. It's just me and some really talented freshmen, and Chris Duhan and Dante Jones, who also played in the league. And my God, dude, Coach brought us to the sideline, and we were kind of looking around like, all right, this don't usually happen. He must see something that's important. He sat us down. He was talking to the ref. He came back over to us, and he said, look here, we're going to win this game. And I've been in competitions where when he said that, we have won more times than lost. I can only think of 2 times, and this happened to be one of them, he's come to the huddle and that we haven't won. And what happened was, he came to the huddle and said, we're going to win. You guys ready? And he kind of jolts each of us in the chest. And of course, now you know he's serious. And we say, okay, we're going to get the next rebound, and we come in, and it's just a 2-minute drill, but we're going to microwave it. Jay Will, I want you going hard to the rim. Anybody else you get the ball, same principles apply. Casey, you get the ball outlet. Then you're not going to let me dribble it up. All that being said, I heard we're going to get the next rebound, and we're going to win. That's all that's stuck into my brain. So my antennae go up because I know one of the things I do well is rebound.
Right.
So that ball got put up, man. I got the rebound. I kicked it out to Dante, who I know Dante is going to go straight to the rim because that's what Coach just said. Because we all do what coaches say, right?
Yeah.
So Dante goes streaming down the side of the line, and I'm going, he ain't going to the rim. He ain't curving like he going to take it to the cup. He goes short corner and pulls up for a J. And I'm going, oh, that's not going to be good. So I get to about the top of the three-point line, and then Sheldon Williams, who was our top freshman, I'm good at rebounding. He's great at rebounding.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready to turn to run back down because it's Sheldon down there. He's going to make this layup. I see him going with one hand. So one of the other principles as a freshman coach used to tell me is don't rebound with one hand. Go in with 2 hands to get the ball. Sheldon going with one hand, and he looked like he's going to finish, and I'm like, he might miss. So I run to the other section. He miss. I get the board. I come down, both feet down, go straight up 2-hand layup to win to put us within like 3. Long story short, something else happened. We ended up losing the game. The next day in the film session, and this is where the story. Now, that was just the setup for the story. Now, this is where the story actually starts. The next day in practice, and we lost to North Carolina, and that's never gonna sit well. We don't like it, and one of the reasons we hate it so much because we know how much he hated because it takes him back to a place when they used to beat up on him when he first was a young coach. So he came in, he's got his sweatshirt on, and the film, and he walks behind it. We watch old school film at Duke. Like, we don't do the video stuff.
Projector.
Coach, yes. The old school film where he back with the Hollywood projector.
Right.
And when I saw that, and I saw, that kind of stuff. And when I saw that, and I saw he would broke a sweat, which meant he was just working out, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. I tapped all the freshmen, and it was all the freshmen that were sitting on the front row. I was like, look, y'all get back here. This ain't going to be a good film session. So me, Chris Duhon, Andre Buckner, who was a senior in the walk-on, and Dante Jones, who was also a senior, we all sat up front with Chris Duhon, who was the captain. And then coach starts to run in the play. And what play does he show? That play where he came to the huddle and told us that he was going to win. So he shows me get the rebound. And I'm going, okay, this might be a good film session for Casey. This might be
for once.
Exactly. Boy, I've been waiting 4 years just to get a little bit of that. Are you kidding me? All right. So he plays it. I get the board. I go, okay. He ain't stop. He ain't say nothing. I go, okay, well, maybe he's going to wait till I score, and that's going to be better. Oh, then I get into a dark place. Dante, I kicked to the ball, and I knew what our 2-minute drill is, and y'all do too now that I told you.
Yeah.
He goes down the baseline, and he does not pull up for the J, or he does not go in for the layup. He pulls up for the J. And in my mind, this is all happening within seconds, y'all. In my mind, I'm going, okay, don't get on Dante. We got the ACC tournament. I'm going to need him in good shape. Shoots the shot, bounces off. Then I really get to a dark place because I go, please don't get on my freshman. I need him.
Right.
Do not blow his confidence on this. Then I go, oh, wow, he is really going to give me my due. He's going to say Casey not only gets 1 rebound, he gets 2 rebounds and a putback, and he laid the ball up rather than trying to dunk it and missing it. He runs the entire play, shows everything. They get the ball out of the net, come back. I'm confused at this point because nothing's being said. All of a sudden, he stops that film and comes to the front, right in front of me, because I'm sitting in the middle. And I'm sitting like this, y'all, like, all right, I done heard it all, because I've been here 4 years, so I done heard it all. So whatever he tell me, I know he want to win. That's all I care about. And he says to me, Casey, if you were into this game, you would have dunked that ball. Y'all, I can't tell you how blown. And I must have made the faces that y'all made just then. I must have made that exact face to him because he said, you know what? Get out of my practice. I've never been kicked out of a practice. Never sniffed getting kicked out of a practice before.
You were trying to light a fire up under you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You were trying to light a fire up
Dude.
under you.
And what he did, and I didn't understand it, and it took me being 35 before I got it. I was like, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
I was so upset, y'all. Literally, there's like a table right here, all about as big as this, with buckets of like ice water, and the coach is standing just beyond the table, and there's like a little doorway that I can put, you know, and then a little hall that I can literally, if I stretch both arms out, I can touch the fingertips to each wall.
Right.
I go through there, man. And first of all, on the table with the water, I just hit the water, and it splashes all over the coaches, all over Wojo. There, they got pissed. Because when I'm angry, I want everybody to be angry. If I'm mad, everybody gonna be mad. God damn it, I ain't gonna be the only one mad. So I was mad. I walked into the hallway. Oh, dude, I'm from Tampa Bay, baby. If I jump off, baby, we all jumping off.
Right.
So I walked into the hallway, man, and then coach came in because I disrespected my coaches, and that's not the right thing. And sometimes emotions get into it. But like I say, we all know we love and care for each other. But we forgot in that moment.
Right.
So we was in the hallway, and coach came out, and he's bright red, yelling at me. And I can't even remember what he said to me. Probably was like, you know, you're not going to disrespect my coaching staff. And I said, I wouldn't mean to disrespect coaching staff, but, you know, I work my ass off every day for you. And, you know, sometimes I don't feel like I get what I deserve. And he sat me in the locker room. Sorry, y'all, I'm going to cry. I always
That's
cry.
all right. That's
I always
all right.
cry when I tell this story.
It's real.
Because
It's real.
this story has a great ending, by the way. So the man says to me, go to the locker room, take your stuff off. go home. I came
Home here?
home. No, go home
Oh.
to Kansas. Yeah, and he didn't allow me to practice, which I kind of needed to practice to get it out. But all my teammates came in and they all patted me on the back. Sorry, y'all.
That's all right, bro.
They patted me on the back, and then all the captains and stuff, John Dante, like, look, man, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be straight. Coach just emotional and all that, and you was emotional. And then the last one to lead the locker room was J.J. Redick, and this is where J.J. Redick, no matter how much everybody used to hate on that dude, I love J.J. Redick to this day, because J.J. patted me on the back and said, Casey, it's not your fault. We're a team. We got you, baby. Go home. Get some rest. So, I mean, I think maybe they got what he was trying to do more than what I did. I was in the moment. I was just upset. So I went back to the dorm. I come back next day. I'm in his office, and I got to man up. So I go to his office, and I got to go to the office of the man that did something that I didn't understand, and I had to ask him. I said, hey, look, I don't understand. And I'm 6'11". Y'all see, I'm sitting tall. I'm sitting in a little chair. His desk is big, and it's on like a little
That's the power thing.
Yeah,
That's the
it's like
power
on a little
thing.
platform.
Yeah.
So I'm down there sitting.
Like a courtroom.
Oh
Yeah.
man, and I'm talking to the man. I'm like, okay, well, what can I do? He's like, Casey, I don't know. I was like, well, I just want to finish out my senior season. I feel like I've earned the right to just finish my year out. He's like, okay, go get rest for practice. And that day, I went down for practice. I didn't say nothing. I practiced as hard as I've ever practiced. We get to the ACC tournament, and it's going to take you back to J.J. Redick and why I love him so much. I'm on the bench. I got my starting spot ripped from me. It's 5-6 minutes into the game. We playing NC State, who I hate. Oh my God, y'all think we hate North Carolina? Imagine hating somebody who hating on you and they ain't even good.
Right. That's the worst.
Like, come on, baby, y'all ain't even good.
Yeah, y'all hating on yeah.
Anyway, I put me in the game with 5 minutes in, and dude, I went out there and I tried to absolutely rip somebody's head off when it came to that rim. J.J. Redick went in for a layup. He missed it off the rim. I came down, man. I got it off the rim. I cocked it back far as I could, and I just tried to rip the entire rim down. I wanted to let everybody in that stadium know, hey, I'm in the game now.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, new sheriff in town, baby. Y'all ain't gonna do all
You
that.
see them looking to the camera?
Yeah.
You see them looking to the camera?
Baby.
I'm in the aisle.
Look, I was trying to take him out. If your arms was up there, they was gonna get ripped off. I was gonna make this play.
That's it.
And as soon as I turn around, y'all, I'm walking toward the free throw line because it was an and one because the guy fouled me. And who do I see running at me? J.J. Redick runs dead at me, y'all. It jumps, feet and arms extended into my arms and start hugging me. And there's only 2 times on the court I've been whispered in my ear. I'm gonna tell you the second, but this is the second time it happened.
Uh-huh.
JJ hugs me tight as he could, and he whispered in my ear, "It's like, I told you, let's get him." When he said that to me, I hit the free throw. We ended up winning the game, and that's literally the stuff I miss about sports.
Yeah, man.
The winning is good, the trophies is nice, the accolades and all that is good, but that kind of connection that you get from being with your teammates in a situation that's tough, I mean, there's no replacing that.
That's it.
So now let's get to the good part of the story where I don't cry
Go
every
ahead,
time.
man.
So,
Go ahead.
Hey, man, this roll, man.
oh
Go
man,
ahead.
y'all got me in my feelings like crazy.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Wrong.
But we keep it 100 now.
Yeah, I was just
We
thinking
99
that.
now.
This was here cold.
Y'all killing
We
me.
keep it 100 over here.
A
Yeah,
Honda. We ain't
well,
99. 99 ain't
y'all,
enough.
Y'all, look, I probably wouldn't feel, comfortable enough to cry unless I was with my brothers right
There you
now.
go.
But so the good part of the story is this. So I persevered. We got into the tournament. We played the first round. First 2 games in the first round, I'm still coming off the bench. But at this point, I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
He can't control when I'm out on the floor. I'm in control then. Man, once I figured that out, dude, we're playing in Anaheim in the Sweet 16 versus Kansas. We come out, Kansas is on fire. I mean, it just seemed like they scoring everywhere. And then we started scoring. But then their bigs start getting loose. So I was put on, I can't think of that big kid's name. He was Mr. Kansas basketball. Big white guy. What was his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. Anyway, top center.
Lefty?
Played in the league for a number of years.
Rafe?
Rafe LaFrance?
No, he
That's
older.
after him.
He 90s.
Yeah. No, so
Not
younger
Pollard.
guy.
Not Scott
No,
Pollard.
I can't think of his
Go
name.
ahead.
Collison?
Yeah, Collison. Nick Collison.
Yeah, Collison.
Thank you.
Collison, yeah.
Nick Collison. And he started going off. And dude, I went to Sheldon and I said, Sheldon, let me get him. When I tell y'all, when I say no more,
Wait a minute.
on defense, when I tell you no more, that's
Wait
it.
a minute.
Yeah, he did that.
So somebody was scoring
Yeah,
while you were on the court.
exactly.
You went and asked for that smoke.
Yeah. Because
You
I was on
said,
the other big.
I
that
got
wasn't
him.
good. Yeah, because I said to the freshman, I said, look, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this shit. I got him. And it's nothing against you, Sheldon. I just let me get him for a little bit. And then the level of trust that Sheldon had in me as a senior, when he knew I came up to him, I wasn't saying, Sheldon, you can't hold him.
Right.
What you doing?
No,
Like,
let me get
I was
some
like,
of that.
Sheldon, you need a blow, dog.
I got him.
Offensively, you better than me, so you do your thing, and this is
got
my
this.
thing right here.
Yeah.
Shutting down bigs, anything from, I'd say, the 3 to the 5. Dude, you want them to stop that action? You put me on them. So I got on to Nick Collison, and he said the thing to me that, who is the slim guy out of L.A. that played for Detroit? Tayshaun Prince.
Tayshaun Prince.
So Tayshaun Prince, Chris Humphrey.
Huh? He played with DA.
Yep, played with DA.
Yeah.
Played in the league for a number of years. And so Tayshaun Prince and Chris Humphries, who played for Notre Dame, who we played my junior year,
Right.
and they almost beat us. And he said the exact same thing. And Nick Collison said the same thing. And the thing they said to me was, so what? You supposed to stop me now? Y'all, I don't know.
That Tampa
who-
came out.
Duh, I don't know who.
Tampa came out.
Dude, I don't know who he thought he was talking to. I don't know what film that he was watching where he didn't see that I was the best defender. I was our best defender my senior year. Like, if I wanted to
Hands
cut
down.
you off, yeah. If I wanted to cut you off, you cut off, baby. It's nothing you can do.
Tico, lights
Done,
off.
done. I got the power.
Lights off.
I got the power, baby.
Lights
it's over.
off.
It's over with, baby. So I went and I shut him down. Then the other guy got loose. And now this is how tight me and Sheldon was. I was like, all right, Sheldon, now I want him. I want anybody getting loose down in the paint.
Get that.
Give him to me. Give him to
Get
me.
that.
Give him to me. So this is taking place. Now, again, remember what I told you? I build my game and my confidence comes from defense. So I'm locking these dudes up. And then all of a sudden I just start scoring. I'm
Funny how
running-
that works.
Exactly.
Funny how it works.
I had my highest scoring game. I think I scored like 13, 14 points. I had like 8 or 9 rebounds. I had like 6 or 7 blocks. I got Chevrolet Player of the Game that game.
Nice.
It was the last time I set foot on the court in a Duke jersey. And it was at a time I felt the most down. But
Kept
to fight
fighting,
through
though.
it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Nice.
Everything in this life is about a fight.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm not per se a violent physical fight.
No, that ain't-
It's
we
a
talking about that's a mental.
Yeah,
It's a
mental
mental.
aspects to this living thing that you got to be able to. I like to call my new favorite term is called a werewolf, because werewolves start off as a man, but moonlight and animosity or
Beast.
adversity turn him into a beast.
That's it.
So I call it werewolf hours. When you wake up early and you take care of your body and you eat right, you lift and you train, those are werewolf moves.
Yeah.
I like
Because
that.
although you're a man now, when things get tough, that's when that wolf gonna show his head.
I like that.
So
Might have to steal that, bro.
yeah,
Might have to
you
steal
take
that.
it, man. Spread it around. I got
Hey, one of my favorite cuts is Werewolf in London.
That's, yeah.
What you know about that case?
Yeah.
Well, it's back there a little bit now.
Yeah.
It's
Hey
back
man,
there.
this we ain't going around the room. We gonna end it with
No,
your
that
keep
was
it
beautiful
100
there.
and your
Hey,
man.
man,
We just
listen.
appreciate your authenticity.
Listen,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I like how he laid it down, but I got an angry thing I got to lay on it. It's got something to do with him.
Okay, let's
Oh,
get
It's
it.
got something to do with him. Yep.
So I don't need to close the show just yet.
Not yet. I got to get in.
Let the old man get
He need to finish it, but I got to add my part because it's got to do with him.
Okay, let's
go
get
ahead.
So I'm on a little visit.
Oh,
I'm taking somebody around North Carolina visiting school, Lisa.
Oh yeah, I remember y'all
Visiting
came up.
school.
I remember.
So I go in the camera. They in there doing some individual work with Johnny Dawkins. I see him down there.
Yeah, mama.
I
J
see him.
Dog. J Dog was
Yeah.
at UCF.
Hey, I see him down there. Case. He turned around. Oh, hey, Johnny Dawkins.
Yeah,
I caught a little attitude. I'm from Tampa too.
You want
Yeah.
dog?
yeah.
I say, hey, man, What you don't weigh me off?
Yeah.
He wouldn't be here if I ain't had what I gotta say about it. I'm just talking trash.
You going in.
He can't hear me. He way down there, but I'm talking trash.
Yo, what?
Hey, I done been that many times, Coach. You don't want to do that. I done
Hey,
talk-
so then I'm like, no, man. He told me, no, get on out of here. You got to go. No, man. I coached that dude down there. What you talking about? I had attitude.
Yeah.
So finally, I guess he let y'all go or whatever. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I went downstairs. I met Case. We dabbed it up and all that. And it was because I wasn't leaving there without seeing my boy.
That's real.
For real.
You know what I mean? But I caught a little attitude about my boy up there, too.
Hey, if you want to take it up with my man, he right there in Orlando.
Bring me up there with you so we got some context to the story.
Yeah.
And that way,
Yeah,
you
he
know
right up
what
in
I'm saying?
Orlando.
Make the call.
Yeah. Largest school in the country.
But I
UCF.
make the call.
Hey,
Yeah.
but I understand what he was doing. They coaching. I probably shouldn't even been in camera.
That's real.
I don't even know how I got in there.
It's open. What you talking about? They're
Yeah,
probably
it
locking
was.
it up now, but when
Yeah.
I was there, it was,
It
you
was
couldn't walk
open.
in.
And I'm hey, Case. Oh, you know, I'm messing up the practice and everything. I ain't give a damn. I want to see my boy.
Oh, man.
Hey,
I remember that because I told Coach, he asked me who you was. I was like, that's my coach from high school. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Go say what's up to him.
Oh,
That's why
okay,
he
but then I
pressed
ain't
me.
mad with him. Then.
Yeah,
all
no,
right,
he was
all right.
all right.
Oh, yeah, we
Hey,
got
it.
Johnny,
Hey,
you
Coach
got
Dawkins,
hey,
my bad, man.
Coach Dawkins, you got a reprieve.
See you. Yeah, was breaking them down in the city.
You got a reprieve. You got a reprieve.
Hey, stayed up forever, baby.
Hey, I never
We love
forget,
you.
but it had to do with my boy.
Yes, sir. That's our father. That's our young
Hey
fella.
man, this been one of our most epic shows, man. In case it brought the heat today, man, and we thank you for being here, brother.
Yes,
We
sir.
really
Appreciate
do,
it, man. I
King,
appreciate y'all.
Thank you for giving us, the real. I think, hopefully we can get this out to the masses, and a lot of our youth and kids and adults can be able to learn from perseverance, the werewolf correlation that you use,
Yeah, man.
and all that, man, because you touched on some stuff that a lot of people need to hear.
That's
and,
right.
And we was able to get that done, man. So we thank you for being here today. Don't forget to like the video, leave any comments with any topic that you want to hear next. When 99 ain't good enough, well, we keep it
100.
100.
We out.